Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back with another motherfucking YouTube video. You already know how it is. So today the lights are dimmed, the candles are lit, Chucky in the background, Poppy twisting and turning and shit. And this is gonna be a scary, spooky video. Now, as you can tell with my tone, I'm gonna be bitch, I cannot take myself seriously. I'm gonna be reading people's true scary stories, and I'm gonna be reacting to them. I'm gonna do my little commentary, you know. And on my TV, y'all gonna see a lot of glitching, a lot of shit going on, and that's because I'm playing The Ring in the background, because I'm trying to make this as scary as possible. I want the bitch to come out as I'm talking. Like, I want to be Scary Movie 3 and fight with the bitch. Like, Sydney, the TV is leaking. So today I'm gonna go on Reddit and I'm gonna read people's true scary stories according to them, though. Like, some bitches can be exaggerating and it really be like their grandma walking at 3 in the morning from like sleepwalking or some shit. I don't know, but I'm just gonna assume these scary stories are real. I mean, I had some paranormal stories myself too, so if you guys want to check that out after this video. But before I start reading, bitch, I gotta get my thirst out. So I got this cute little cup from Spirit Halloween. It's from the movie Poltergeist. I love this movie. I love this movie so much that I feel like I've never ever gotten anything into tribute to this movie. I have Scream stuff, Chucky stuff, Jason stuff, but I don't have Poltergeist stuff. So I got this cup. It's so cute. It's got like blue little, like, you know, little lightning bolts or whatever, and it has the iconic TV, bitch. And I'm drinking my Diet Coke because, you know, I'm on a diet, bitch. I got myself a Power Ranger, sexed up Power Ranger costume, and I'm trying to be skinty. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this one's titled Haunted Childhood Doll. Now, bitch, there's a doll behind me, and there's a doll right in front of me too, behind my camera. And bitch, let's just get into it because I'm already kind of feeling vibes just with the title. Let's get into it. Up until I was about 10 years old, I lived in a townhome built in the 80s. Okay, bitch, an old ass house. I loved and still love that house. I finally remember the beautiful forest. I'm reading this motherfucking story like it's some like Disney ass like book. Bitch, let me try to get my tone back in. I finally remember the beautiful forest behind it that I used to explore. Bitch, why are you exploring the forest? Like bitch, my 10-year-old ass would not do that during the night or in general. Like, if I were to live in the mountains, in the forest, there's no way in hell I'd be exploring the forest, bitch. My mom would have been like, don't ever. My mom would never allow me to ever get past her side like that. Especially now if like Bigfoot's there or some shit. However, the house wasn't built without its flaws. I mean, was it like creaky? Was the water bill cut? Like, what's going on? As a kid, I couldn't sleep in my room. I almost always slept in my parents' room. Bitch, you need to grow the fuck up. And when I had to sleep in my room, I would cry all night. Oh, me too, girl, with La Llorona. Or start playing with my toys. I had sleep issues due to chronic nightmares. Girl, just get some weed. Like, sometimes having bad dreams multiple times a night. Oh my god, no. Okay, never mind. I don't think we can fix that, girl. You need to go to like a therapist, bitch. What the fuck? Multiple bad dreams at night? Okay. These nightmares often included my thrifted doll, Tasha. Okay, okay, Tasha. Like, that's a little Tasha's like a bit like of a sassy name, so she gave you nightmares. Tasha was a typical blue eyes and blonde hair white doll. She was the size of an American Girl doll. Ooh, those are creepy. Like, American Girl dolls, like, I found her in a toy section in the thrift store. And, okay, first of all, that's like the first red flag, bitch. Did you not see what Annabelle, like, the storyline, like, of Annabelle, like, like, the grandma literally found Annabelle for her granddaughter, and then everyone started getting killed. Had told me her name was Tasha. Bitch, imagine like imagine like your dog just starts speaking to you and she's like, my name is Natasha, but you can call me Tasha for sure, bitch. Anyways, obviously this freaked my mom out, and she became quite uncomfortable with Tasha. One night I was around 7. I couldn't sleep and decided to play with Tasha. Dumb idea, I know. Yes, bitch, you've been doing dumb ideas since fucking you were born. I dressed her up in some doll clothes until I heard something that sounded like a little girl around my age giggling. I turned around for a brief moment and caught a glimpse of a pale girl looking at me through my window. Girl, are you sure it's not Goldilocks? Cause that bitch be trying to go into people's houses and try to get on y'all's bed. Are you sure this is not the right are you sure this is not the right folktale? The girl had blonde curly hair. Yep, it sounds exactly like Goldilocks. And was wearing some kind of nightgown. I don't remember the color. I slept in my parents' room again that night. Yeah, I'm convinced that that was not Tasha and that was Goldilocks. Sis, you got punked by Goldilocks. That's gonna like really like creep me out. That was like a good starter though. Bus stop, and it was posted 2 days ago. So I had an orthodontist appointment in another city. Bitch. Okay. So my mom and I took the bus. We got on the bus stop early and noticed a strong smell of pool water and sewage. Ew, I mean, typical, you know. Were they in New York? We noticed a man across the street recording something from a very corner. Curious, I walked to the corner of my side to see what's going on. 6 police cars surrounding a porta potty. Bitch, what was going on in that, girl? 6 police cars, like, oh, like, did someone like drop a bomb there, like a shit bomb? It was definitely a trip after Chipotle. That's when I realized the smell was coming from the porta potty, and went back to tell my mom. We joked that maybe a construction worker got stuck in there. Okay, my sister sent me a message saying there was a video going around of a guy swinging a severed leg. Oh, this is not even creepy. This is more like nasty. We were so close to a dead body and all the chaos was unfolding and we had no idea. It's terrifying to think that we were right and I had no clue what was going on. Okay, that was not the vibe, sister. Okay, I wrote about my disturbed cousin before, but I'll write about him again. Okay, this is not starting off good because why are you around your disturbed cousin? Like, it's just okay. With more detail. Okay, I'll refer to my cousin as Jay. Jay and I are the same age. When I was little, he lived in the same apartment complex as me. His mom never fully disclosed who Jay's father was, but whomever he was never around. Okay, this is starting to sound like another freaking Tyler Perry movie. From an early age, Jay displayed disturbing and violent behaviors. They had to get rid of their pets because Jay would harm them. Okay, I know that this is gonna be some psychotic shit. It's like psychologically psychotic shit because I have learned from the documentaries that I've seen about like murderers and serial killers is that it really starts off when they're children, and it starts off with them harming animals. Like, I don't know if y'all seen Hereditary, Pet Cemetery. Like, there's a lot of movies where kids start off like killers by killing animals first. Bitch, if you ever see a kid kill an animal or just have any excitement when animals die, you better send that kid to church. Wash him with freaking holy water. He was distracted with his toys and didn't enjoy playing normally with other children. He hated me greatly and would sometimes try to get physical, but I returned the same energy. Okay, bitch, like, we love a queen that never let herself get bullied, okay? He soon realized I wasn't the one and his assault towards me became verbal. Once while riding in the back of his mom's station wagon together, he threatened to open a door and kick me out while the car was moving. He hated me and I told him that he was just angry and he couldn't hurt me. We were 6. Okay, for someone to think that, like, descriptively, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kick this guy out of the car while I was driving, like, that's how you know, like, he's psychotic, because, like, he's really being descriptive. His mom called my mom from the children's hospital. Jay had pushed his little sister down the stairs. He thought it was funny that she was injured, that she didn't die. Ooh, that's... Okay. His mom spanked him. Bitch, that's all he got for pushing his little sister and almost killing her? He got a spank? Okay, bitch, my mom would have fucking... Oh, girl. I'm sorry, my mom would have probably thought I was probably possessed, and my mom would have, like, asked like a little bruja to like cleanse me and shit with a little chicken and rip the heads off and like spray all over me, like all those rituals and shit. Like, that's what probably would have happened to me. He spanked him. He didn't cry. Me, because I remember sometimes my mom would hit me and I'll be like, haha, no me dolió. Okay. She then took him to church. Okay, okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Go to church. So then he took him to church for a prayer. His behavior didn't change. On one weekend, Jay's older teen sister, Dee, came to visit us. She looked stressed and her toe was bandaged. My mom asked her what's wrong, and she confided us that Jay had become more violent. He was attacking them regularly, sometimes with sharp objects. It was so bad that they had to lock their doors at night to feel safe sleeping. Keep in mind, this kid's 6 years old. Like, I don't fear kids at all, you know what I'm saying? But this little kid would scare me too, because you don't want to harm him either, but you don't want him to harm you. And the fact that he's 6 and he's already thinking all this, pushing his sister, wanting to kill his cousin, like, this kid was like, and I wonder what happens, like, because from what I hear of the story, the parents weren't being abusive towards him like that. So I wonder, is it something like childhood, like where like it's the parents doing it, or were they just born like that? And if they were just born like that, like what gene from their parents or from their great parents or from, you know, what gene from their freaking ancestors ancestors made them become crazy? Or was it just like a chemical that kind of went off? Or I really want to know how this happens, like how it evolves. Like I just really want to know the psychology behind killer children. My mom asked her what happened to her toe. She had told us that Jay had hit her foot with a clothing iron and knocked her toenail completely off. Oh girl, I just know that must have been painful. The burn mark, like, oh my gosh. Okay, she showed us the horrific wound. Oh, I just can't. I'm not good with wounds or cuts or anything surgery related. Like that is my biggest fear, like surgery or open wounds. Like I can do blood, but the openness and the guts and the meat and everything, like ugh. She said that nothing she did discipline wise seemed to work. Yeah, bitch, like that's how you know you're fucked. Like I'm not trying to be mean to whoever his family was, but like if you are scared of your own kid, the kid that you birthed, and you're scared of him, girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're fucked until that motherfucker is in a mental hospital or until he dead. If I have little nephews or nieces that are fucking turning into Chucky and shit, you best believe I'm changing my last name. I'm freaking moving to another state. Like, bitch, I'm staying as far as away from my siblings and their kids. Like, I'm not gonna be dealing with no one's possessions. Like, are you crazy? Like, no. Many years later, we found out that Jay had murdered someone and landed in prison. It doesn't surprise me, honestly. I wasn't surprised, but that was very creepy. That got to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I just can't. Like I just can't imagine my little sister just coming at me on some like weird shit. Like it's just no. Ew. Okay. This next story says, did I curse myself for taunting things I shouldn't have? Bitch, yes. The fuck. Like these little dumbass bitches really be asking the obvious questions. Like, so this is how the story starts. Okay, autistic. Okay, that story started off. Okay, I don't know if that matters. So, I've had 3 dreams, like a prediction, especially about the one I'm about to tell you with the fog. Keep in mind, I have a horrible memory, but for some reason, these 3 dreams I have stuck in my life for my entire life. So I find that odd. Also, don't know if it matters, but I have seen a ghost and can sense spirits. Okay, so are you autistic? Are you psychic? Like, you're kind of confusing this girl. Like, I don't even know why you say you're autistic. This has nothing to do with that. Weird chills, hair raisings, feels like someone poured ice cold water all over my head. Now, see, I get these kind of tingly things too. So does that mean I can see ghosts and shit? Like, I don't think I can see ghosts directly. I have seen ghosts directly, but I can't like see them on a daily. Like, that would be so cool though. Like, be like a ghost whisperer and shit, and be like, "Hey, bitch, like, what's up?" You know? Okay. Anyways, I don't know what age I don't know what age, but I was in a crib and could stand if I grabbed the crib rail. Maybe 1, 2. Okay, this is how are you gonna remember shit when you're 1 or 2 years old? Like, this is okay. This is gonna start sounding fabricated because I hate when bitches be like, "Oh my god, I remember like when I was 3 years old and I was doing this." Girl, you were 3. Like, you were a baby. You're not remember anything when you were 1 or 2 years old. Like, what? Girl, no. Evil male-looking face in the drawn curtains. It spoke to me, but I cannot remember what they said. Oh, girl, this girl's about to piss me off because you're literally okay. Yeah, you're like telling me, but you're not telling me. Foggy and spooky and watery. My stomach, I have to talk about. Made me think of pirates. LMAO. Well, bitch, this is not. No, I'm sorry, this is not tea. This is based in Denver, Colorado. So someone in Colorado had a very scary experience, and it was actually at the CHEESEMAN'S park. And I've been to the CHEESEMAN'S park, and I've been to it really late, and all you really end up seeing is a lot of gay men having orgies, rude joggers in Cemetery Park. So those who know, the CHEESEMAN'S park made on top of a cemetery. So all that grass, all those trees, yeah, there are people under all that. There is a beautiful park in Denver called CHEESEMAN'S Park, and it was built on a cemetery. The cemetery mostly housed the bodies of poor and transit people. There are as many as 2,000 bodies or partial bodies still buried there. Oh girl, they should have let this place alone, girl. 2,000? Oh my gosh. The park said to be haunted, which I never believed until one night. In the early aughts, I purchased a beach cruiser bike, a single speed and very heavy. One evening, I decided to take a quick trip to the grocery store on my bike, which took me right through the park. I rode via the dirt jogging path that marks the perimeter of the park. The path is hilly in places, making it quite a chore on my hefty bike. As I worked my way up on one of the hills, slow as molasses, I could hear a jogger approaching from the rear. The sound of the feet rhythmically hitting the dirt patch was distant and gained on me quickly. Embarrassed by my struggle to ride through the terrain, I veered my bike to the right to allow the joggers to pass, but they didn't pass. I continued to try as quickly as I could, but the feet were right behind me, and every time I swerved to let the jogger pass, they just got closer and closer until they were right on the heels of my back tire. Feeling self-conscious as if they were doing this to be a jerk, but when I turned around, about to confront the jogger, there was no one there or anyone in my line of sight. That's actually really creepy. Like a jogger ghost. Like you'll see like freaking the weeping woman, the little boy who got like killed in a playground or something, or like the old man who died like in the floor above you, or the little girl who drowned. Like there's a lot of stories, but a jogger, like imagine like you have a ghost running up to you, bitch, like just 24/7. Like, oh girl, that's scary. I know this isn't the scariest story, but as skeptical, it always stuck to me. I know the sound of jogging on the path, and I know the feeling of someone getting closer behind you. I can't think of any other explanation for my experience that doesn't tend towards the paranormal. Oh my god, yeah guys, that's actually kind of creepy, especially because I've been to this park and I know which trail he's talking about. I've actually walked around this park before, and at night several times actually. I go there to smoke. I apparently have seen an orgy there. Yeah, it's a really creepy vibe. It's just a very uneasy vibe whenever you go there at night. I would always recommend going during the day unless you want to be creeped out. But yeah guys, that's actually kind of creepy because like I can just feel it. Like he was being very descriptive. He was driving and he just felt like conscious mind that he should move to the side, but I guess no one showed up. So that's creepy. Okay, the next story says copycat. So it's that kind of reeled me in, the copycat part. Like, is it like a clone, like a shapeshifter? Let's find out. I believe this happened about 2 years ago, so forgive me if there's some blank spaces in my thinking. I was about 15 or 16 at the time and relaxing in my room at night. watching YouTube, reading fanfics, as teen girls do. Okay, girly teen girl, are you gonna invite me to your slumber party? Corner of my eye. I turned to look to my open doorway. Girl, why is this door open? Where I thought I saw something. And just barely through the darkness saw my dad's blackened figure. I froze. It didn't move, not even a little. It just stood there, silently and motionless. And now that I look back on it, something else had hit me as well. I looked up, it was gone. Yeah, bitch, that was a shapeshifter. Sleep. The next day, my parents and my brother were all chatting and dining. Making breakfast, I went to my dad almost immediately and told him about what had happened last night. Before I had asked him if it was him, he had asked me what time this happened. My dad gave me a confused and somewhat concerned look and told me that he only got up around 4 in the morning to feed our cats. Yeah, I know 4 in the morning is something weird, but seriously, it's something both my parents have done. Okay, bitch, we don't care. Yeah, I know that it was his figure and that it has been standing on a doorway the previous night. The morning went on and eventually I found myself outside hanging out in our driveway. I don't remember what I was doing. However, I remember looking down the hill where the main road is at and seeing my dad walk down it. I was confused as he's not really the up and go kind of guy. I tried shouting down to him and to get his attention, but he just kept walking until he was out of sight. But just then, I kid you not, my dad pops up out of the chicken coop. Oh, hell no. That's like one of my biggest fears, because literally like any kind of spiritual thing or something like fucking with my head to make it seem like it's one of my loved ones or one of like my family members or friends, girl, at that point you can just take my soul, sis, because you're putting effort, A for effort, to fucking possess me or whatever you want to do with me. Thankfully, I've never experienced anything like this ever again. Thank you. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little creepy, because girl, that was definitely not your dad. Like, if your dad was sleeping while all this was going on and he wasn't the one who was walking away and that looked like your dad, girl, I'm telling you, it's either your dad has an ancestor spirit following him around or something following him around, though, because that does not seem normal. It's called My Mom Saw the Devil. Girl, bless your mom. She was at her grandpa's house and woke up when the sun was barely coming out. She decided to go play outside. She opened her curtains to look outside, and suddenly a little troll ran across. It turned around and looked at her. She said it was as tall as her and a wrinkled face and a goatee with horns on its head. Huh? It pointed at her and started talking gibberish. Bitch, what? Okay, that's not a language. And started dancing with. 40 years later, I'm showing her a TikTok about the Devil's Bible, and it showed an accurate picture of the devil, and she said that this was exactly the creature that she saw. My mom's entire life was filled with misfortune, and I wonder if she got a curse from ever seeing it. Ooh, that got kind of, that's kind of chilly, because like she just witnessed it, and she was only 4 years old, you know what I'm saying? And I believe it. 4, I believe. Like, anything younger than that, 3, 2, 1, like, if you're saying, oh my god, I saw like a 3-headed freaking horse when I was 3, bitch, no, the fuck you didn't. Alright, guys, it is 1 in the morning, and these stories got me fucked up. I'm about to do a prayer and like cleanse myself, cut that chicken in half, and spray it all over myself, because that left me really spooked up, really tingly. I had just gotten done watching Scary Movie 2, and I have all kinds of... Actually, I'm watching Legos right now. Let me also tell you guys about my personal dream story, and I actually kind of want to make another story time and just talk about my nightmares that I've had, because I've had some pretty crazy nightmares in the past before, but this one was my one nightmare that I still remember till this day when I was a little kid. This nightmare maybe happened when I was like 5, 6 years old, and I still remember this nightmare. It's still like found in my head. I still remember how it happened, and it was really crazy. So my sister had her first communion back then, and she was giving a doll, like one of those cute little like glass dolls that you get from your first communion for your quinceañera. Like it's just like those dolls, and she's dressed in white. Like every little girl used to always get those when they had their first communion done. So, like none of us ever liked it. We just all hated this doll. It had a really nasty, weird vibe to it. And I was scared of that doll. I used to be hella scared. My sister used to always tease me with this doll, talking about, oh, she's gonna come at you at night. I had a nightmare, that terrible storm going on, like a tornado storm, and the skies was very gloomy, very dark, very gray, and everything was blowing. The tornado was getting closer and closer. All of us were freaking out, and the tornado happened to come to our house, but nothing was being destroyed. That was being flown away was the doll. Literally, the doll was being flown away. My sister was trying to grab onto it, still trying to hold on to that doll, trying to like keep it there, trying to like not let it be flown away. And unfortunately, it flew away, and I woke up, and after that, me and my siblings never saw that doll ever again. Like, we don't know what happened to it. We don't know if my mom threw it away or something, but I don't think my mom would have thrown it away, because we did have it for such a long time. So like, I think this is something that would not have been thrown away, especially because it's something that's related to religion and you know, first communion, and it was my sister's, and you know, it's like a tradition thing. So my mom would never have thrown it away. Me and my sister still don't know what happened to this dog to this day. Like, I had that dream that it like flew away in that tornado, and now I don't see it, but I still very vividly remember this dream. I still vividly remember the dog. I want to hear more. I'm out of here. Don't move, bitch.